WGEM Sports Extra with Sports Director Ben Marth and Dylan Austin.
Well, the dog days of summer have extended into September. Welcome to Sports Extra, a steamy edition where we tour the tri-states to kind of please, Dylan, everybody's pigskin palates.
That's right. From Quincy to Cahokia, Monroe City to Keokuk, and points in between, it's time to cap off what's been a wild week 2 out there.
No question. Let's get right to it. Quincy Notre Dame taking on Northwest Academy tonight at 10th and Jackson. Bill Cannell's squad trying to get to 2-0, and well, they would do it in emphatic fashion. Right out of the chute, Luke Hincamper, well, he's just going to break a few and get in. He had 100 yards plus rushing in the first quarter alone. It's more of the Hincamper show last night as Evan Roush gives it off, and Hincamper is going to go in. 16-yard score, and before you could blink, before Raider fans could have a pork chop sandwich, it's 14-0. Later, it's Jeremy Frieden getting into the Northwest Academy backfield. The sack on Trevante Black. Frieden was just absolutely phenomenal tonight. Then it's Evan Roush. Check him out. Not only is he a quarterback, but he can also return punts like this. 39 yards to the house, extending the Raiders' lead. It's nice when you have a quarterback that can also special.
That helps out. It does.
Later on, more from Roush and more from the Q&D offense as they score yet another touchdown, and it was just all Quincy Notre Dame tonight. They win by the final score of 42-0 as the Raiders had the running clock in the second half. They are now 2-0. The same cannot be said about Quincy High. A tough loss for Rick Little and his squad. Blue Devils go to Matea Valley and lose 31-7. They had a 7-0 lead, but Matea Valley scores the final 31 points. Also, Hannibal is 0-2. Another setback for Mark St. Clair's squad. They lose 42-6, Dylan, at Farmington.
I'll tell you what, Illini West in action tonight, coming off that tough loss to open the season at Mendota last week. A very good Rock Ridge team in the house, and Ben, you don't want to get behind, especially when you have two teams that are going to grind it out. But check this out. Opening kickoff, Darren Southwell of Rock Ridge gets to the outside. He's going to shift gears and take it to the house for 6. That's 89 yards. On the return, 7-0 after the point after. Just like that, Rock Ridge goes up on top, and Illini West came ready to play early in this game. Little play action here. Cole Carson going up top to Jack Bostard, who gets down inside the 5. They call him down at the 2-yard line, and from there, it's Caden Guyman, the fullback, with a big night on the ground, cleaning up, taking it in for 6. You know, Illini West, they're not kicking the field goal. They're going for 2 and going for the lead, and it's going to be Carson. Look at him fight and stretch, get over the goal line. 8-7, Chargers up at that point, and the defense about to come to the party. This fumbled snap's going to be picked up by Alex Abel, and he's going to go 40 yards to the house on the scoop and score. 6 fumbles in the first half for Rock Ridge, Ben, but unfortunately they would not do that in the second half. They would score a late touchdown, come back in this game, and beat Illini West 27-20. First time since 1996 that Illini West or Carthage has started the season at 0-2. Another big game just down the road in Unity tonight. The Mustangs welcoming the Calhoun Warriors. We talked about it earlier, Ben, last year. The Week 9 blowout, and right here, Unity's up 20-6 to start the second half. But first play from scrimmage, it's Austin Malley, the quarterback, taking it here on the option. 65 yards to the house after the point after. It's 20-13. And then the ensuing kickoff, the Warriors go with the squib. The Mustangs can't handle it, and just like that, it looks like the momentum is about to shift Calhoun's way, but Unity coming up with a big stop here on third down. It's Scott Beck, the big linebacker, in there on the tackle. The Mustangs would take over, and they would start to go to work on the ground. This is Kyle Vanderbaden. Makes a little cut, little stiff arm right there, and he's going to beat everybody to the sideline, and he takes it 70 yards to the house. Unity goes up 27-13 on the big run. Mustangs take that momentum right back, and from then on, Ben, it was the defense, and look at Scott Beck. Before the quarterback can even blink, he's in the backfield with the sack.
His name might be Beck, but he's not a loser.
That's right. And the Mustangs, they don't look back. They go on to win 48-13 in a game we thought may be a little closer. Let's take you to the scoreboard, and another surprise tonight as the Rushville Industry Rockets get their first win. But first, we'll tell you Brown County, the number 3 team in the state, 65-12 tonight over North Green. Sherrard winners 19-14 over Macomb. Staying in the land of Lincoln, as we said, it's Rushville Industry snapping that 24-game losing streak, 26-12 over BPCA, and it's United 42-8 over West Prairie.
Again, we're getting these final scores in as we go along. Doug Dodds couldn't have not asked Dylan for a better start to the season. His Keokuk squad dismantling Central Lee last week, but another week brings a different challenge. Tonight, the Demons of Washington came to the Gate City. To Calvert Stadium we head. Nice little opening shot, courtesy of our great photographer, Ben Nice. In first quarter, Washington going to work. Oh, no, they're not. Loose ball and on to the recovery. It's Nick. Don't call me Joe Mauer. Very nicely done out of him. The officials will tell you that it's Chiefs ball. Next offensive drive, Gabe Vandenberg. You know, his brother James starts tomorrow for Iowa, trying to get things going with Dan Williams. Nice little shoestring catch there, stays in bounds. Then it's Bryce Rose from a yard out. Keokuk up by the score of 6-0 at that point. More defense out of Doug Dodds' squad. Gabe Martin, just riding the back of the Washington quarterback and looking a lot like Reggie White out there, sacking quarterback. Still in the first. More Vandenberg, this time to Ryan Kemp up the sideline. You know, they're just picking up spectacular plays the week, like every week is this Keokuk offense. Right. For another touchdown. At last check, this game got off to a very late start. At last check, we got it was Keokuk leading this game by the score of 28-6. Again, that is in the third quarter. We'll update you that on the fifth quarter coming up, delivered by the Quincy Herald-Whig. Let's move on to some other things tonight. How about this matchup? Centralia and Palmyra from the Palmyra Middle School. It's Centralia getting the ball first, but how about Blaine White from P-Town? Nicely done out of him. 4th and 11 for Centralia. This was one of the big plays of the first quarter. Centralia would convert as Dex Dollins converting to his man down near the goal line. Called down at the 1. Very next play, it's Alex Kincaid, and he's going to squeeze through the P-Town defense, giving Centralia a 7-0 lead. Palmyra's first drive, it's the Cameron Nutt experience, just absolutely running over Centralia defenders. He's jacked up. That's a first down for the home team. 4th and goal from the 6. A chance here for P-Town. Centralia sniffing out, however, the Alec Bland run down at the 1-yard line. Check this out, Dylan. Very next play after a possession penalty. It's Bobby Grunlow jumping on the fumble, and he puts it in the, not an easier touchdown you're going to find.
That's right.
For a defensive player. That was 7-7 at that point, but Dex Dollins and Centralia starting to run things over as far as that is concerned. A touchdown there, and then Nutt about to get picked off. Centralia's going to the house. A long run back here. That puts Centralia up 21-7. Again, another late start because of the heat. At last check, Centralia was leading this game 42-7. That game in the fourth quarter. As far as that goes, Dylan.
While the South Shelby Cardinals were 20-0 winners in their Week 1 game. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But first, we've got Macon and Monroe City here. And
no question, with Monroe trying to get things going as far as Macon goes as well. How about the pass? Dylan Perrin to Jacoby Preston for the catch. 60 yards for Macon on that play. They have such a quick strike offense. Later, it's the goal line stop, however, from Monroe City, as they do not enable Macon to score at that point. So good defense out of Tony DeGrave's squad at that point. It's a different drive here. Macon getting in. Dylan Perrin with the quarterback sneak puts the Tigers up 7-0. Later, it's more from the Macon defensive side of things as Joseph Flowers would pick things off and he'd take it back to the house. Made it a 14-0 lead for Macon at that point. Good defense coming up out of Monroe City. It's Cody Carr with the sack. Just moments away. Carr was just absolutely brilliant on that play. Unfortunately, the Monroe City team as a whole just not playing up to their, I guess, capabilities today. Macon is the #1 team in the state for a reason. Last check, they led that game 33-0. That again late in the fourth quarter.
While the South Shelby Cardinals 20-0 winners in their Week 1 game against Trenton, Mark Twain struggled at home, losing to powerhouse Brookfield. The Tigers hosted the Cardinals tonight in a rematch of what was only a 6-point game last year. Let's take you there as South Shelby in the house, and they're looking to do work here. 1-0 on the year. Mark Twain early on. Casey Simmons in at quarterback. They're already trailing 7-0, and it's Andrew Delana with the interception, and he's going to get a nice run back here into Tiger territory, setting up a drive that would be capped off here by the Sean Bertrand 1-yard touchdown run. 13-0 South Shelby up at that point. Mark Twain would try to put a drive together coming up here on the ground. Nick Nesbitt, the big fullback, he's just a bulldozer back there with a nice first down run, and they're moving the chains. South Shelby playing a good defense tonight, though, here as well. Trey Fuller gets into the backfield, tackling Nesbitt for a loss, but the Tigers would keep grinding things out on the ground. This is Jackson Robertson here, cutting up the middle. He gets a first down on the 6-yard run, moving the chains, and then it's Casey Simmons. The small ball is about to be over 75 yards as he breaks away from the pack, takes it to the house. 13-6 at that point. However, South Shelby would not look back. They would turn on the Jets. 33-12 winners tonight over Mark Twain. Staying in the Show Me State tonight, Clark County opening 1-0 with an impressive game last week, taking on Scotland County here tonight. And early on, It's the Tigers moving it through the air here, but the drive would stall. They would be forced to punt, and Seth Williams and that offense would take over, and they would get things going on the ground. This is Bryce Bondurant right here, taking it off tackle down to the 1-yard line where the Clark County Indians would set up shop, and just moments later, it is Beautrand again on the ground, taking it in from 1 yard out. Clark County goes up 6-0. That would be the score at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, they're about to shift gears here through the air. Seth Williams dropping back here, and he's going to find his man Austin Egley over the middle for the deep touchdown. Clark goes up 14-0. They don't look back tonight. They win by the final of 48-0. On the Missouri scoreboard tonight, we can tell you that it was Louisiana with a 33-6 win over Highland, and it was Paris 34-22 over Knox County. And a couple more scores here in the Show Me State to pass along to you.
We're going to switch gears for a second and go for our spectacular play of the week. We're going to head back to, of course, the Keokuk Central League game, the incredible one-handed interception from Keokuk's Dan Williams. Chiefs went on to win, thanks in part to Williams' snag. And for that, he earns the spectacular play of the week. Big thanks to all those that texted in your votes. Quincy High Soccer tonight taking on Belleville East over at Flynn Stadium. Devils looking for a key win against, of course, a team that they could face in the regionals and likely will. And they had multiple chances, just could not get the biscuit in the old basket there. Later on, another opportunity here as Bronson Melvin gets around to the defense, and he is stopped by the East keeper. But Quincy High knocking on the door throughout this first half. Eventually, they're going to put one in here thanks to Blake Herman's goal. They would add another to make it a 2-1 Quincy High victory. Nice win for the Blue Devils. QND taking on FW Parker at their tournament. As far as that is concerned, it's going to be the Luke Mayfield show again, and Luke Mayfield striking right out of the gate. How about this little shot? Makes it 1-0 QND, and they would win by the final score tonight of 2-0. We've got a big show as far as tomorrow is concerned. Looking forward to it, Dylan.
That's right. We got Pittsfield, Mendota going on, West Hancock and Orion, Culver Stockton, QU with their openers tomorrow, both at home, and also Suns Classic Volleyball, QND soccer tournament. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to tomorrow.
Saw that
night.
score. Hannibal Soccer won tonight. QU women won their opener as far as that is concerned. Quincy Homeschool beats Quincy Christian in volleyball this evening. Canton 19-12 winners over Marion County. Got the fifth quarter delivered by the Quincy Herald-Whig where we will break down the madness that was.
That's right.
Week 2 coming up with yours truly, Dylan and Josh Houchins in moments. For Dylan, I'm Ben. Have a great night.